Hey everyone, my name is chaoticwolph and welcome back to Hiveswap Friendship Simulator. We're back to the friendship game. Let's see what new trolls we're gonna befriend this time. Wow, look at that. We have come so far, guys. We are on to volume 15 of Creatives, Conventional or Otherwise. Whatever that means. You walk with a purpose. You don't really have a purpose, aside from friendship, of course, but you know these streets pretty well by this point. So you can at least strut like you've got one. Yeah, the purpose, right? Charun Krojib? Wanshi? Aradia? Man, these names never stop getting weird. Okay, let's go with the farmer looking dude. Actually, you know what? You think you've had it up to here with friendship? Dude, you say that every time, but yet here we are, huh? Walking down the streets looking for friendship. You're sure you'll be back on your regular friend-making bullshit later, but today is just one of those days. A curl up under the blankets with your favorite show sort of day. A leave your phone on silent and say nothing to no one sort of day. We all get those days. And honestly, you've watched a friend almost die of poisoning and gaze upon the juggalo afterlife. You think you've more than earned a day, or night rather, of respite like this. So, just for today, you turn your back on this new swath of Alternia City you were considering walking through and head back to ye old hideout. No explorations now, only bed. Really? We're actually gonna go home and sleep? You drag yourself up the scaffolding to your hidey hole. More than anything, more than binging on media or relaxing amidst peace and quiet, you want to take a nice long nap. So you spill yourself into the little pile of bedding, pillows, and various pieces of clothing you've managed to throw together and settle in. As soon as your body touches it, you're out like a light. I wish that was me. But it isn't very long until you're awake again. And not because your body is rousing itself after sufficient slumber, but because of a persistent scrabbling sound. A persistent scrabbling sound. What the hell is a scrabbling sound? A persistent scrabbling sound that's followed by a loud thunk. Typically, that wouldn't be enough to get you up. You're a pretty heavy sleeper, but the noise is accompanied by the nagging sensation that whatever is making the noise is in the room with you, and that has you bolting upright. Someone's come to murder me, finally, right? You must have woken up in the middle of your REM cycle, okay? Who has those kinds of thoughts just after waking up? Okay, whatever, you do you, man. You must have woken up in the middle of your REM cycle because you feel like a mummy rising out of the crypt. Is this real life? Or is this just fantasy? Your brain struggles to make sense of your surroundings through the fog of residue sleepiness that still settle over you as you stumble to your feet. Eventually, you're able to discern that the noise is coming from behind and above you, around where the ceiling is. Okay, the ceiling is behind and above me. What the hell? Is there a raccoon crawling in the vents? Does Alternia even have raccoons? If it does, you're pretty sure you wouldn't want to meet one, but you can't exactly leave it in your living space either. You get up to investigate. The noise isn't coming from the ceiling like you thought, but from a platform that's been shoved unceremoniously to the very back of the watchtower. There's a large object in front of it that wasn't there before. A giant curved lens that could only have come from the hole that is now in the side of the platform structure. Maybe this was an old telescope or camera that the contents was used for surveillance. Did I really just steal a watchtower and made a home there? That's hardcore, man. The scrambling continues. It's coming from within the structure. You're not eager for whatever it is in there to come jumping out at you as soon as you stick your head inside, but you steel your nerves and hoist yourself up. You find yourself face to face with not some weird animal or bug, but a troll, which is kind of a bug anyway. Hey dude, what you doing in my place? This is a bona fide friend opportunity. Hey, I thought we were taking a break from that, huh? It's practically fallen in your lap, but you find yourself unexpectedly ornery about it. You would think that you could expect some privacy in your own home, or, well, the place you've adopted as home in Alternia anyway, but apparently not. Even when you've decided that you weren't in a friendly mood, there the universe goes. Yeeting new friends is your path anyways. Yeah, that's a word I would totally use. Can you go a day on this planet without dancing the whole friendship jig? It quickly becomes obvious that this mysterious stranger isn't going to offer you anything more than enigmatic gazing into the middle distance. What exactly are they doing in your hideout, you ask? If they were thinking about moving in, they could have at least asked you first. You're the current occupant after all, and I'll be expecting rent, dude? I don't want to move in. I already have a hive. I came up here for... that. What? They point past you. You can only assume they're referring to the giant lens you've seen on the floor. Well, if they gotten what they come for, why are they still hanging out in the platform's inners like this? Yeah, very suspicious, man. I'm stuck. And they didn't try calling for help? I didn't notice you. Wherever you came from. I didn't think anyone else was here. Would they perhaps like some help? I think they perhaps might like some help. Maybe. Wow, reluctant much? As you hop down from the platform, you find your air draining from you much like flesh juice from a pimple ill. It's difficult to stay angry upon witnessing what's possibly the most pathetic burglary attempt ever, and that's counting your little fiasco with your ship. Hold on, what? You saying I stole my ship and then I crash landed here? Wow. After walking around to the other side of the platform, you can see the troll's booted legs sticking out from a gap in the structure. It looks much too narrow for anyone to crawl through, and yet that's exactly what they must have done in order to push the lens out from behind. You yell that you're going to try and pull them out. You hear a faint mutter, "Okay," and reach up to grab them around the waist, pulling hard. It takes a couple of tries, but with one last particularly hard tug, you're finally able to pull them free. They tumble down on top of you. Thanks for getting me unstuck and breaking my fall. You didn't really do that part on purpose, but you're glad they appreciated it, you guess. They seem pretty content to continue lying on top of you actually, but they're heavy, so you wriggle out from underneath them like an air wig from under a rock and clamber to your feet. You nod at the lens. That's what they want, huh? The troll sits up, crossing their legs. You can see them more clearly now that they aren't sequestered inside the platform, although their face is obscured a little by their shaggy hair and floppy wide-brimmed hat, cause they're a farmer! I mean, I'm guessing anyway. They look about as sleepy as you felt earlier, as sleepy as you're in danger of feeling again. In fact, their voice is slow and regular, like a metronome dunked in molasses, and it almost threatens to send you right back to bed. Yeah. So... can I have it? Well, you already halfway stealing it, you might as well take it. You swear you can feel your friend making juices start circulating through your body again, with a vengeance after the little sabbatical. You're not really sure what came over you before. Turned down the chance to make a new friend? You? Haha, wow. Who kidnapped you and replaced you with a total stranger for a few hours there? You tell the troll of course they can have the lens. It's not like you're doing anything with it. Or like, it's even yours to begin with. In fact, just take everything, like take this bed, take all these clothes, none of this is mine. It was just abandoned here along with the rest of this broken down tech. Curiously, you ask what they want it for. Are they building something? Perhaps they're an engineer of some sort. No. Climbing all the way up here, just for some building material, would be pretty dumb. I want to use it for... art. Oh, you're art type. Huh? You look at the lens again skeptically. It's a cool lens, you suppose, but it mostly looks like exactly what it is. A hunk of junk. They want to make art out of this? Their work must be pretty... I think it's pretty weird, but I don't think they would actually mind me calling it weird. I'm gonna go with interesting first. They're being very suspicious of me because I'm sure it's not interesting. They squint at you like they've taken some sort of issue with your comment? Have you managed to offend them? You thought you were being polite enough given the circumstances. Interesting is usually what people say when they have nothing better to say. I mean, you're right. Do you have a problem with making art out of trash? I mean, art is basically trash anyway. You make art out of trash. You shake your head rapidly, but the troll is already crossing their arms and shooting you a disapproving look. I don't think I want to talk to you anymore. Oh no. Does that mean they're going to leave? And after you up and decided to try and add them to your ever-growing friend harem too? Okay, I guess that's what we're calling it now, friend harem. No. I'm tired. Dude, I'm tired too, okay? Oh, okay then. They're just gonna kind of glower at you from the floor for a while until they get their strength back enough to leave? You assume? This definitely isn't awkward at all. Wow, bro. Something I would love to do. Friendship Fox Pass. Okay. I don't even know how to like describe this troll because it's not like they're particularly chill. It's more just like they're emotionally dead inside, which quite frankly, super relatable. But let's say their art is weird because I think they want that rather than, you know, a no comment. Haha. Yeah. The two of you alternate between looking at the lens and each other for a while. Usually over the course of making a new friend, they usually would have asked you to do something by now. That's too true, man. Or presented you with some sort of choice between two potential courses of action. Stop breaking the fourth wall. Also, the choice literally just happened to, you know, take a chill pill. Is there anything they'd like to do now that they've retrieved their art materials? Oh my god, no. Okay, hold up. They give me 2 dots, and I should give them 2 dots back, right? I mean, I don't know. Extra dots. Guess it's all on you then. They probably want to take the lens back to their hive, right? I would, but I'm tired. Dude, this is the most tired show ever. And hungry. For reaching for garbage takes a lot of energy. And I used the last of it climbing up here. I think you used the last of it getting stuck, actually. I don't think I'll be able to carry it by myself. They really didn't think this whole junk heist thing do very well, did they? But would you look at that? This is an excellent time to make a suggestion. What suggestion would that be? We can either look for portable trash or I can help carry it. I'm gonna go with the first one first. So why not look for more easily portable trash? Like me, for instance. The most portable trash. Sure, this giant lens is pretty neat, but there is probably plenty of other cool stuff they could use that wouldn't be such a pain to move. Your new friend considers this, scratching their cheek. There is one place that I go to a lot for material. Is it the garbage dump? Is it where Felico and what's the other person's face hangs out at? You nod. Maybe the two of you could go there, then you could help. You'll even graciously hold onto the lens for them so they can come get it some other time. Okay. I would have come back for it. Even if you hadn't said anything though. Thanks for being honest. They take you to a garbage dump. Or a river, to be completely accurate, which has plenty of garbage washed up on the shore. Something about the strength and direction of the river's currents here seem to pull in the waste that's been dumped into it, concentrating the debris on this muddy patch of land. You're not sure what you expected really. You had fleeting thoughts of a gleaming art supply store, but they did intimate that they work primarily with garbage. They've gotta be friends with Felico and stuff, right? Here we are. You better not tell anyone about this place. It's a real treasure trove. It sure is, man. You know what they say, man. Many person's garbage is another person's treasure, all that stuff. They nail you with another intense stare. No, you say, of course not. Their trash haven is safe with you. Satisfied, they pull up to the bandana. Oh, dude, what's mine? They pull up the bandana sitting around their neck to cover their nose and mouth. Looks like they're ready to get to work. You're not sure what you should be looking for, though? More discarded computer equipment? Or are they in more of a toilet paper roll and yogurt cup kind of mood? Okay, first of all, why are you mixing toilet paper with yogurt? Gross. Whatever catches your eye. If you see anything, just shout. Now that they mention it, you never got their name. I'm Sharon. If you have chitter, you could follow me. Yeah, so I can check out all your sexy garbage art. They hold out their hand for your palm husk. You hand it to them, and they fiddle with it for a second before returning it to you and traipsing off. A little clicking around reveals that they're now in your chitter following list, but also that they've taken the liberty of downloading a new app. Why did they just download app for me? An app with a purple-pink camera icon, and okay, you recognize this one as well, except on Alternia, it's apparently called Pincer Spam? Wait, what? A purple-pink camera icon. Pincer... what? Is it Snapchat? I don't know. Searching their Twitter handle leads you to their account on here too. At least, You think it's their account? It's hard to tell from the profile picture, which is a blurry shot of one of their horns and the brim of their head. Most of what you can see is sky. Well, okay, well maybe they're not the best for taking pictures, selfies. Maybe skimming their account will give you a better idea of their aesthetic. You scroll through photographs that are similarly enigmatic. An intense close-up of a sewer drain lid, the curve of a piece of ceramic, a Herbie sniffing the camera. Okay, I totally got nothing from that. They've got quite a number of followers despite the fact that nobody seems to know who they are. And did they never reply to comments? Wow, a true celeb, I guess. You've got a friend in comment too. User Saraba Streams for Sweeps has liked a slew of their most recent posts. Apparently my character is impressed by that. None of this is very helpful. You also realize that you're standing here stalking your new friend on your phone like a creep when you could just, go talk to them some more. So you hurry off after them, but by the time you catch up, they're squinting at something. What's that over there? You follow their gaze. It's a hideout of some kind. A small cave tucked into the rock. Oh, you mean like this thing? I totally just assumed that was where you live, bro. The two of you approach it curiously. Sharon stoops to pair something on the ground near its entrance, but you decide to venture further in. Damn, my character is getting way too brave these days. You think you might hear voices, and their sources become apparent once you've taken a few steps inside. Who goes there? Okay, apparently Aradia lives here. Reveal yourself. Oh, it's just you. Back for round 2? Wait, hold on, what? Why are you both here? Oh, I forgot you guys are friends. The likelihood of this battle's outcome being anything other than me kicking your ass is exactly 0. Typically, this would be a massive waste of my time. But luckily for you, I have nothing better to do. Like me. As Daja surges forward, presumably to attack you, but any air of intimidation his little speech might have had is quickly diffused by Kanaya, grabbing him firmly by the back of his coat and yanking him back. Yes, keep that guy in check. Daja, don't be rude. As Daja shrugs Kanaya's hand away, the quiet sizzle of his psionics is like the hiss of a pissed-off cat. That's exactly what it is. This, my dear Kanaya, is merely smack talk. You were about to physically smack me though? As a prince among my caste, rudeness is simply not a part of my repartee. Kanaya just snorts. What does that being a strife-hungry dick? My friend is delicate, okay? Kanaya understands me, see? That's why we're besties. You protest that you aren't at all as delicate as the last time you run into each other. You've seen some shit, and I've seen some shit, man, let me tell you, I've seen some shit. As Daja's sparkly side nonsense doesn't scare you now. The two of them are too focused on each other to pay attention to you. You telling me not to fight for once is pretty rich. Don't you think I feel the same as you? It's been too long since I've had someone to punch. Whose bright idea was it in the first place? To hole up here in a trash dump for days? I've told you over and over again that we are here because our quarry is somewhere close. We just have to figure out exactly where. It's a perfectly rational plan. You would see that if you just think for a second. Yikes, you thought maybe you could have a nice 3-way friend reunion, but they're too busy squabbling. Meanwhile, where had Sharon gone off to? You slink away from the escalating sniping, looking around for them. Should we just leave these two to murder each other? You're not entirely surprised when you find them hunch over some object on the ground, poking at it. You know these two, you say in a stage whisper. Oh, okay, let me say, I know these two. Pointing at Kanaya and Daja's direction. You could introduce them once there's not quite so much yelling going on. That's never gonna happen, dude. Sharon pulls down their bandana to answer. No thanks. God, Sharon, you're way too smart, man. I found something more interesting over here. They gesture at the object. This is a great find. I've never seen anything like it. I could make something amazing out of this. You take a proper look at the object. It appears to be a miniature satellite dish with a few pipe cleaners sticking out of it. Unlike all this other stuff out here though, this object is moving. Now joy. The dish is rotating while a few lights glimmer softly at its base. You're pretty sure this isn't trash. And weren't Kanaya and Daja just discussing tracking someone? Are you telling me this is a person? Whatever this is probably belongs to them. Yeah. That's why you've got to distract them. Bro, what the hell? So I can nab it. Okay, this is no longer scavenging, this is straight up thievery. You glance at Kanaya and Asdaja again. They're so preoccupied with arguing with each other that they haven't even looked your way, but once they realize the tracker is missing, they'll probably decide to go after a chair and get it back. If that happens, so dude, so I can get away in time. I'm not sure if I'm looking forward to completing this friendship. This doesn't sit right with you. You don't want to screw your two other friends over, and the energy between them is so weird right now. The verbal sparring looks about a hair's breadth away from turning into physical sparring, but they also kind of look like they want to make out. Okay, it's one of those, huh? Whatever's going on, you don't want to be caught in the middle of it. That, however, sounds exactly like what Sharon wants you to do. I'll make it up to you. Someday. When's the someday, Sharon? like a decade later when we're all dead? Before you can make a decision, Sharon tucks the piece of tech under the arm. They take a running leap towards a fence that suctions off this gross trash shore from the woods, vaulting over it in an impressive display of athletic prowess. You cringe. Sharon is really leaving you in the lurch here. This is so not the kind of thing a good friend would do, but then maybe you were never really friends in the first place? We were more like garbage buddies, I guess. Wow. It just ended like that? Holy crap. Well, okay, I guess. Damn them. They just left us. I kind of had like a sneaking suspicion the portable trash would not make this friendship work. I don't know why I just kind of did it, because I guess since we have the lens, we should focus on that, because whenever the story goes off into La La Land, you know, bad stuff always happens. So instead of finding some portable trash, honestly, I still think you should just get me. I am portable trash. But, you know what, we're just carry it together. You can help carry it. 4 arms are better than 2. And 5 arms even better. You do that. Make sure you're careful with it. Sharon, I'm not sure if I want to be friends with you. You're kind of very slothy, you know? You don't want to do anything. Of course. You're treated with all the delicacy of an egg in an egg and spoon race. I don't know what that is. You don't need to know what it is, bro. Okay, it's too tiring for you to do anyway. Carrying it to the watchtower's entrance is easy enough. Maneuvering down the cliff face is more complicated. You manage by holding it between you as you... Between you? Between what? Between you as you navigate from foothold to foothold. When you reach the bottom, the troll looks like they're ready to sit down again right there in the brush, but you urge them on. They're so tired. They are literally sloth. Resting in their hive will probably be much more comfortable. That's the wrong way. Sheepishly, you whirl back around from the random direction you were about to stride towards and follow them instead. With them leading the way and you bring up the rear, the two of you shamble along the path with all the easy grace of 2 people in a horse costume, but you make it to your new companion's hive much quicker than you would have expected. They come to a stop in front of the entrance to the cave at another cliffside. If this is their place, it isn't very far from yours at all. You're surprised that you haven't run into them until now. They're practically a neighbor. I've seen you around before. You're pretty hard to miss. Really? They should have said hi and introduced themselves. The two of you could have been hanging out all the time. Apparently they've been stealing from me all this time. Didn't feel like it. Besides, I was busy. With more of the scavenging and art business, you guess. Oh well, you're getting to know each other now, which is what's important. Speaking of, you've been talking and walking along, and you haven't even exchanged names yet. How remiss of you. Usually you would have gotten introductions out of the way from the moment they broke into your hideout, but it's been an odd sort of night. Really? We haven't introduced each other yet? Okay. That's okay. I'm Sharon. Now come on, let's go inside. They pull you and the lens forward. They, didn't ask your name in return. They were like, I'm too tired to learn your name. But you manage to bumbly introduce yourself as you lurch along into the hive. How does the character introduce themselves? We have no name. At home on Earth, you had a thing about garages. You thought it was interesting to scope the sort of stuff people ended up accumulating. You've seen some real gems in your day, a collection of singing and dancing novelty plant figurines, a small army of Furbies, okay, without any fur, okay, even creepier, the beat-up remains of some kind of cat mascot costume. The inside of Sharon's hive is as if every single weird garage you've ever seen converged to exist simultaneously in the same cave, the platonic ideal of garages. It's hard to believe that someone lives here. If you look closer though, you begin to notice homey comforts tucked among the metal junkyard scraps and broken furniture piled over the floors and all the way up along the craggy cave walls. A recruitable cocoon sits on the ledge of one wall, and you think that's a kitchen cabinet wedged into another? So, what do you think? I think it's garbage, which is a compliment, probably. It's pretty cozy, you say, giving them a double thumbs up. The stalactites are a nice touch. I don't think they like that comment. I meant about my art. So this is art, huh? Oh, the art, of course. You cast around desperately. Sharon's hive is such a jumble of miscellany that it's impossible for you to figure out which of it is art materials, which are finished artworks, and which are Sharon's actual belongings. That's a pretty gnarly skull over there with leaves in the eye sockets. What? Where? The only skull thing is this thing. I don't know, maybe it's that thing. The angle at which that umbrella sticks out that lawn chair is really, compelling? Is it though? Is it? You settle on a purple object in one corner that looks more like a traditional sculpture than a bunch of household items stuck together. Those curves, the amaranthine hue, truly an inspiring piece. Sharon looks at you strangely. That's just the load gate for the toilet? You don't know much about art, do you? Busted. No, you really don't. Remily had taught you the importance of giving the people what they want, and Amnesia had taught you the importance of putting a tarp down before lopping up a head so blood paint doesn't get all over the floor. But you hadn't learned very much about actually creating art from them. As you gaze around the cave again, you find that you really want to understand. Clearly, this is something that's important to Charum, otherwise why would they spend the majority of their time on it? You too wish to experience the marvels of the creative process, if only there were a way for you to learn. If you want to that badly, you could make something out of what I've collected. Yes, garbage making time. I mean art. Really, but they must have worked so hard to find all this. Is it really fine for you to just dick around with it? You're surprised to see that Sharon looks pleased at what you're saying. It's maybe the most expressive you've seen them since you met. All art is garbage. Is dicking around. Looks like you're already starting to get it. You smile proudly. And anyway, if you make something sucky, they shrug their shoulders. I can just take it apart again and reuse its separate components. It's a very positive outlook, man. To make something else. Your smile flags a little. Where do you want to start? You rub your chin thoughtfully, wandering over to the lawn chair with the umbrella in it. A pile of fabric is stacked on top. You rifle through it until you find some colors you like. Wait, is there a troll hiding here? What the hell? Then you walk across to the other side of Charum's hive, searching for other items you might be able to use. Charum doesn't offer much in terms of guidance aside from cautioning you away from a couple of objects that are actually finished artworks, whips. You end up with an armful of knickknacks that you put down in front of what is now a lamppost, but will soon be your canvas of choice. Then you get to work. The fabric, you twirl all around the post. You tie the smaller objects, a snow globe, an old boot, a fancy Santa, onto it with a string. Okay, we made like some kind of weird Christmas tree. On top, you perch a rubber Walmart goose that makes a majestically horrible noise when pressed. As your art piece comes together under your hands, you take a few steps back every now and then to appraise it from further away, making adjustments whenever you find something you're not happy with. Finally, it's complete. You turn to ask Charum's opinion, newly flushed with pride and adrenaline from having successfully made a thing. Look, dude, I made a thing. They don't look very impressed. Your face falls. What's wrong? Did you use too much orange? Were the scatter Lucis teeth a little too out there? Maybe a little bit too out there. Listen, you're overthinking this. Just do what feels right. You frown. Don't think at all? Then, let your instincts drive you? Thinking a little is probably good too. Okay, don't overthink it, but don't abandon rational thought altogether. Let your feelings guide you, but not completely. Pretty vague, but sure, you'll give it another shot. And maybe just take the teeth out, it'll be all good. You strip the lamppost back down. This time, you don't spend too long regarding it in all its nude metal glory. You begin working immediately, whipping around Charun's hive in a flurry of cave dust and determination, grabbing things as soon as you lay eyes on them. Charun looks more and more fascinated the longer you're at. Look at how happy they look. It's not long until their eyes are positively gleaming. Soon they're taking step after tentative step towards you, as if drawn to you by their sheer force of your artistic energies. They look like they might want to join in, actually. Is that okay? I see what you're going for, I think. Your vibe has got me all inspired. Of course, the more the merrier. You'd love to see what the two of you could create together. With a barely there smile, Sharon plants a traffic cone at the base of the lamppost with great aplomb, and you're off. Weirdest art ever. It's all a blur after that. The two of you move in unison, like you're co-piloting a Jaeger, except instead of a giant robot, you're steering a feverish creativity-propelled fugue state. Wow, I think we're almost done. You stand back from your newly forged pile of bric-a-brac, mopping the sweat from your brow. They're right, you're almost finished. Almost. You need to add the finishing touch, the piece de resistance, and you know just the thing. With great conviction, you pick up a box from the floor, tearing it open so that its contents fall all over your sculpture. Oh no. My polysacchariferous slats. What? You freeze. Were those cooking ingredients? You seem to have gotten carried away. You start apologizing, but Sharon is already waving your words away. It's fine. It looks better like this. Too good to waste as food. Anyway, I can find other things to eat. You both regard your creation, heaving for breath. You're done. As exhausted as you are, a wonderful calm settles over you as you admire the result of your hard work. It's beautiful. It really, really is. You don't know how, because you don't think you actually done anything different compared to your first try. Maybe you just got lucky. But regardless of exactly how it came about, this is one of the most bizarrely sublime things you think you ever laid eyes on in your life. And the longer you stare at it, the more layers and depth reveal themselves to you, like the petals of a newly bloomed flower opening to the sunlight of spring. Abruptly, irresistibly, you feel yourself grip into the throes of profound new knowledge. Sharon's artworks are pointless and weird, but perhaps that's what gives them their charm. In such an uncertain and violent world, where troll calls troll, and where you might be trapped in an endless Scythian journey across the planet in search of new friends, for a brief moment you can have this. You can stand here, awash and appreciative what the fuck at this masterpiece you've crafted out of a bunch of other people's trash, marveling at how you've birthed something greater than yourself. Sometimes, trash can be beautiful. You think you understand now. This is what Sharon must have been endeavoring to teach you. You beam up then, glowing with the joy of your discovery. Yeah, sure. If you say so. What? We could be trash together, bro. Dude, we don't get to see the thing we made? That is the biggest disappointment. Also, Joyride? What just happened? Is that what we made? I am so confused.